Day three, yeah, Inktober. So, today's video is based on the prompt word bulky. And as I said previously, I'm going to be doing my angel girl, who might have a name. I'm just narrowing it down. But for now, she's going to stay as angel girl. And I'm very excited for this piece. I was so excited to do it after mentioning it in a previous video, sort of offhand, that I wanted to do an image of her puffing out her wings like a scared owl. I may have used this prompt word to do that. I thought bulky would be the perfect word because she's making herself look big and bulky. And look, I know angels probably don't do that. They probably don't need to. They probably have some magical ability that keeps things they're scared of away from them, but I just found the image hilarious. And I think it's even funnier because she just ends up looking a bit like a turkey. I used lots of reference images for how the wings were supposed to go, and yeah, it still ends up looking like a turkey, but I don't mind. I had fun with it. I struggled a little bit with getting the skin smooth, because the inks were drying quicker than I intended. So I had to try and rush myself with the skin, and I didn't want to because I didn't want to mess up the details on the face and such. And yeah, it came out okay in the end, but I did end up rushing it a bit too much. Oh, there's me getting really close in there because I didn't want to mess up the mouth. I didn't want the skin to look patchy, but I also rushed it a little bit, and some of the colours ended up bleeding together, which really frustrated me. I did fix it in the end, and it doesn't look too bad, but there were times when I was just like, why? Why did I rush this? It would have looked better a little bit patchy than having the colours bleeding together, but hey ho, we learn from the mistakes we make. So hopefully tomorrow's image will not have blurry, blendy colours of yuckiness going through it. I struggled with this with the last one as well. I rushed the face. I was trying to put too much detail in too quickly, and the colours all just bled out, and that is something I'm struggling with. Just have to make myself be patient and let the layers dry before I put the next one on, and that's my only problem. The inks were flip-flopping between drying too quickly and not drying quickly enough, and it was very frustrating. I did end up finishing this and still being happy with how it turned out, though, so that is good at least. I had fun with her hair. I do put several layers on it. I wanted it to look very textured. To begin with, it was just one big sort of scribbly mess of brown, and I wanted it to look like it had lots of different curls and ringlets and all this going through it, so I go back over the top of it lots of times throughout the video, adding layers and layers to just give it more texture, and I think I managed to do what I wanted to do with it. Well, I do need more practice, but that's what this month is for. It's for practicing. So I will hopefully by the end of the month be able to compare this piece with day 31 or whenever the last time I draw her is, and see the differences, and hopefully I will have improved at least some, though I am enjoying drawing Dieta just a little bit more than I am drawing this girl. But I think that just may be because he's more in my comfort zone, so I need to break out of that a little bit. I need to break out of my comfort zone so that I can draw this girl more, because she is cute and I like her. Clap, clap, clap. Sorry. So used to clapping when I'm talking to my daughter that I clap now. Clapping is now a thing. Enjoy that. Enjoy it. So, I wanted to keep this piece kind of plain so that more of the detail was in the wings when I do eventually colour those in. But I also didn't want it being too flat. So I attempted a little bit of shading in the dress to give her form. Because of the angle that she is at, I've got her sort of leaning forward with her legs backwards. I wanted to give that impression with the shading that I put on the torso. I think I did it okay. I do need to work on perspective a little bit, but I think I did all right. I'm happy with how it turned out at least. And here I am going into the wings. I wasn't going to give her yellow wings. I was going to just do them sort of really pale with just shading, but I thought it looked too plain. There was just a whole lot of nothing on the page. So I opted for yellow. Whether her wings are actually yellow or that's just the palette that I've gone with for this piece, like how with the first two I did a limited colour palette and things that wouldn't normally be purple were purple in the second one, and things that wouldn't normally be orange or red or yellow or those colours in the first one. So yeah, that's a possibility. I did use the limited colour palette again, but I also tried to differentiate a bit more with this one than I did with the others. I didn't do a wash over the whole thing. I kept all the colours separate, and I do give her her blue eyes despite using this limited colour palette. I didn't want to take that away. I didn't want to make them yellow because whilst that would look cool, part of her character is the blue eyes. So I think regardless of whatever colour palette she's in, she's always going to have the blue eyes. Maybe that's her angel magic coming through. Who knows? I wanted her to have blue eyes and dark skin. That is what I wanted, and that is what I'm doing. So, sorry, limited colour palette, but you have been broken by the blue. And the baby is awake, so I apologise if there is some background noise now. But, going further into this, I am leaning very close to the image again. Sorry, you got a big shot of my forehead just then. I didn't use my Pentel Pocket Brush pen for the line art in this piece, partially because I didn't want to line the wings with it, and partially because I wanted her hair and her dress to be the darkest colour in this piece. So I just used the darkest brown I have with my brush to line it that way and also add more texture throughout the hair and such like that. And I also wanted to see if my lining skills with a brush were still up to par. Because with the last piece I found it so difficult to line with the Pentel Pocket Brush pen thingy-majiggy-majooget that I have. I didn't want to ruin this one before I even started. So I opted to leave the line art till last and do it with my brush. And it didn't come out too badly. I did... trying to think, I rush the wings when I do the wings, and the lines bled out into the yellow a little bit, but I don't think it looks too bad. It adds a little bit of texture, but I definitely didn't do it on purpose, that's for sure. It was a mistake, but, you know, it still looks alright, so I'm not too upset about it. I don't really have anything else to say about this one. I enjoyed it. I had fun. The colour palette was a little bit boring for me. I think next time I might add some more vibrancy. It was just all very samey. All the tones were very similar. The blue eyes do make it pop quite a bit because they're also right in the centre of the image. So they did make it stand out and be a bit more pleasing to the eye. I mean, it is pleasing to the eye because the colours are so, neutral. But, I don't know, it was a bit too samey to me. I'm a bright person. I like bright colours and I like the contrast different colours can add to a piece. And I just found these colours were just a bit too neutral for me. I do love earthy tones, don't get me wrong. I wear a lot of khaki sap green. But this piece was too neutral, in my opinion. It does look good at the end. I'm happy with how it came out, but I don't know, I think the next piece will definitely be more vibrant. And I have looked at the word. The word is radio. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Doesn't really speak to me with these characters, so I might just have to wing it. I say as I'm painting in the wings. That was an unintentional pun. Yep. Enjoy that. I'm a punny person. Super punny. Bad at jokes, not funny. Absolutely not funny at all. Don't laugh at me. You can find funnier people on YouTube than me. Anyway, the wings, when I added the section there, I don't know what it's called. Those section of feathers, I used a brown, but it ended up just looking exactly the same as the yellow, which was very frustrating. I wanted that section of the wings to be different, but I didn't want it to be too dark. So what's the word? Diluted the sort of, I think it's the yellow ochre, I think it's called, to try and make like a light brown for that section of the wings, but it ended up just looking exactly like the golden yellow anyway, so it was kind of pointless. Didn't have the contrast I wanted, which was unfortunate. But I did, as you can see, I'm coming in with the line art now on the wings, and this is where it sort of bled out a little bit, because you saw I didn't wait for it to dry long enough. I did it way too quickly, and these lines bleed out, and it's a shame. It doesn't look too bad, but this is also where you start to get turkey vibes. I mean, come on, doesn't that just look like a turkey? It's terrible. I can't believe I did that to this beautiful angel, and I'm sorry, the girl who has yet to be named, but you look like a turkey. Maybe I should just call her Turkey Girl. What do you guys think? Turkey Girl? Yes, no, maybe? Anyway, so after lining the wings and having the whole mishap with the brown looking like the yellow, I was disappointed that they didn't really have enough texture. So I think this is the same brown. It might be the more orangey one. But I take a brown and I come through and I add a little bit of feather. Yeah, I did use the yellow ochre again, yeah. So I added a bit of feathery texture to each feather. I wasn't going to do this because I'm lazy. So lazy, and it seemed like a lot of effort. But I did it because the wings looked so plain and boring, and I didn't like it. So I came through and I added a little bit of pizzazz. Is maybe a good way to say it? I don't know. Either way, I added the feather texture, and then I think that's pretty much it. I might go in with, I go in with my jelly roll to just add some highlights to the eyes and the hair and stuff. A little bit more texture, as I said. And then I sign it, and then it's done. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Enjoy the turkey. She is not coming round for Christmas because she doesn't want to get eaten. I'm sorry. She will not be on top of your Christmas tree. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Please like, subscribe, comment below, do all those fun YouTubey badooby dooby dooby things. Check me out on Patreon. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Bye.